of the areas that the citizens raised, and it was, I think, pretty loud, was the need to connect better with government. Our ability or our need to outreach and connect with the citizenry, I think, is more important today than ever. The demographics of our state are changing significantly. We are growing an entire generation of children who will think there's no reason to ever walk into City Hall or the courthouse. We need to modify our behavior in government to meet the needs of the citizens. And we can't modify the citizens' needs to meet how we're structured. We need to do the other. And there are some ideas in the Wisconsin way that will help us do that. Asking the citizens how we're doing, do customer satisfaction surveys. I mean, we might be the only system in existence that doesn't ask its customers how are we doing and continue to improve. Now I think we do it on an individual basis, but overall I think we could improve quite a bit.
Well, the other thing that came out of the forums, I thought loud and clear, and it was interesting to me, a lot of the folks stood up and acknowledged that they really didn't know as much about their own local governments as they would like to know. But people are busy, their time is scarce, and an awful lot of government procedures and policies are very obscure and arcane and old-fashioned, so it is difficult. It's not a system that's necessarily easy for folks to see into. And a number of the recommendations in the Wisconsin Way report go in the direction, push us in the direction of making governmental decisions and policies much more transparent, which I think is an excellent idea.
Well, I think it's a great point, because I think there are two sides to it. There is, people are busy leading their lives, and they don't necessarily have had the time to delve into which level of government is providing what service and which tax source or revenue source is paying for it. And so, you know, the more we can make information readily accessible through different avenues, I think is important. But the other part I think that we have in there, in another area, Dan, that you said is important too, is it is overly complicated right now, more than I think it needs to be, because it's grown up that way for various reasons over time. And we can streamline things and make it so that you can be able to connect the dots easier too, and I think that's another part that's very important that's in these recommendations.
You know, we don't have in government the romantic issues that people, well, every once in a while there's a hot button issue, but overall we don't have the romantic issues that people really get emotional and excited about. But at the same time, in city government, county government, town government, school district government, we are the entity of government, the level of government that makes society work. We are the fabric that keeps society together. That's what we are. It may not be attractive or interesting to all citizens, but it's absolutely necessary if we want to have a society that we all wish to live in. And if we want to create an environment where businesses can do well and our children have opportunities and we want to stay in our state and because we like it and it's attractive and there are things that exist that keep us here, we need to have that. And part of that, I think, is engaging the citizenry. And if we are able to do that with some of the recommendations in Wisconsin Way, I think that will go a long way toward making our state a more attractive and an opportunistic place.
Well, I was really encouraged just by the sheer number of folks who came out to the town hall meetings around the state. It was clear to me that the people of Wisconsin take their civic responsibilities very seriously. I mean, we have typically the second highest voter turnout in the nation, so we've got a base of engaged citizens to start with, and that's the key. We simply need to nurture and to feed that interest that people already have. But it's there, and we saw it clearly.
We just have to make it easier for them.
We have to make it easier for them.